seller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological like on firm, but we in all platforms.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter. What's happening this Friday? Listen, I don't normally go live on Friday. Today is normally my day to work on my business. I got so much stuff to do. I got so much stuff that I'm working on. You guys have no idea what you're about to see in 2026 is about to be pretty freaking amazing. I've been working sun up to sundown because I also plan on doing a whole lot of traveling this year. So I'm just trying to get some things set up for y'all for the next coming months. But I wanted to come here and I wanted to survey some people because it's Friday, it's 2026. It is now February. And a lot of us have been thinking about starting businesses. A lot of us, there's been so much going on with people losing their jobs, with the craziness, not only that's going on in administration, the craziness that's going on in the White House and with the jobs and the economy and the tariffs and the uncertainty. So much uncertainty out there. It is ridiculous. And now more than ever is the time that we got to stop depending on the mother effing government to employ us. We got to stop depending on jobs and we got to start depending on ourselves. So I'm going to, hey, what's up? Who is that? Hold on. I got the wrong thing up. Go your money. Who's that? Wow, I'm catching you. I'm on today. Peace and love. What's happening? So actually I'm on TikTok. No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I don't ever really come live on Instagram. I'm always on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. But I got what do you call that? Instagram stream live too. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and put something in the comments. And I can't post an Instagram comments on here because it doesn't work with StreamYard, but for everybody else who's in the comments. But I do want to take a poll. I do want to take a survey. And if you're watching from TikTok and you want to go over to YouTube to I am Constance Carter, everywhere I'm Constance Carter, you can watch me. Oh, you can't watch me on Facebook today because Facebook banned me because me and April was on there talking about the Grammys yesterday. So they suspended my business account for a couple of days, y'all, because we was on there talking about the Grammys. So I can't go live on one of my Facebook pages. I can go live on my personal one, but not my business one that has 285,000 followers on it. So I'm only really on 1, 2, 3, 4 streams. Wait a minute. Okay. Instagram is on too. All right. That's what's up. So y'all, I do want to talk about business ownership because I'm a business owner. So if you guys don't know anything about me, maybe you just barely came, got hip to who Constance Carter is. Let me tell you. I built several businesses. I built the largest independently owned Black-owned real estate firm in California. I did that. But of course I had the help. You don't do anything. You don't build anything alone. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. But I've always invested in myself. I learned as much as I could so that I could be a great leader, an effective leader. I've taken leadership classes because that's important. I've taken business classes. I've taken finance classes. I've taken marketing classes. I've taken branding classes. I've taken real estate, basic classes because I'm in real estate. So I've done all those things so that I could be the best leader, because you could have a great business, but if you're a boss, and I don't consider myself a boss, I consider myself a leader, because a leader can inspire people to follow them. And if you're a great leader, then you can actually get results out of the people who you're leading. So that's who I am. So if you don't know anything about me, if you just introduced to me, that's who I am. I built the largest independently owned real estate firm in California, which is Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. And then I also own a marijuana dispensary, and I'm an investor. So I didn't start that business, but I'm also an investor in businesses. I'm an investor in apps. I invest in stock. I invest in real estate. I invest in all types of things. I have my money diversified in different avenues. So I'm really clear on making my money make money for me. And so I just want to know, I'm just like taking a poll for the people that are listening today. For all of you guys in 2026, are you guys looking at starting businesses? Because if what's true, and 30,000 Black women alone have lost their jobs, and unemployment is 4%, I think, nationwide, but 7% for Black people. We're 13% of the population, but 7% unemployment. So now more than ever is the time that we got to stop depending on the government. Now more than ever is a time where we got to start looking within ourselves. I don't know if you guys know this. Let me tell you a fact. Our spending power as Black people, we have $2 trillion as of 2025, $2 trillion in spending power. Did you guys know that? Did anybody know that we have $2 trillion? Let me ask you, did you know? We have $2 trillion in spending power. If we were a country, we would be the 5th largest country. Guess how much is spent in the Black community? Does anybody know? Look over here on Instagram. Does anybody know? Anybody know how much money is spent in the Black community? We got $2 trillion in spending power. How much do you think is spent in the Black community? How much? Huh? This is a thrill. I would love to talk to you. Oh, I love it. They must be on my stream. I get these people all the time. I love it. I love it when the white folks come in here and start talking shit to me. Anyway, it's not for you, homie. This is not for you. Anyway, we have $2 trillion in spending power. 2%, only 2% is spent in the Black community. Why do you think that is? Let me ask you guys. Why do you think only 2% of $2 trillion is spent in the Black community? Why do you think that? Yep, 200 billion is 2 trillion. Yep. So why do you think 2% of $2 trillion is spent in the Black community? Can anybody guess why? Anybody? I want to know. Do you know why out of $2 trillion, only 2% is spent in the Black community? Huh? Okay, I'm going to tell you why, because y'all ain't coming up quick enough. Because we don't have enough businesses in the Black community. Only 3% of Black-owned businesses, only 3% of businesses in the Black community are Black-owned. So we try to blame ourselves for not spending with each other. Oh, we got all this money, we spending with white folks. Well, the problem is we don't have enough businesses to spend with each other. So only less than 3% of businesses in Black communities are Black-owned. So you can go into a Black community, you'll see an Arab business, you'll see a Jewish business, you'll see a white business, you'll see a Hispanic business, you'll see an Asian business, but you will not see a Black-owned business in a Jewish community, in a white community, in a Hispanic community, in an Asian community. You ain't gonna see it. You don't even see it in our communities. Everybody else is pillaging off of Black people. Everybody else is getting money from Black people. And then they don't even treat you right. You go to an Asian Ebony Beauty Supply, which is a Chinese or an Asian-owned beauty supply company. You'll go get your nails done at an Asian. You'll go eat Mexican food, but you will not see any of those businesses. You will not see a Black-owned business in any of those communities, but you'll see them in our community. We got to start taking our community back, and we got to be unapologetic about it. I don't give a damn. This is not about race baiting. It's about empowering us. So the reason why we're not spending money in our community is because we don't have enough businesses to spend money with. That's why only 2 trillion. That's why 2%, 98% of the money goes outside of our community. We got to do better. But the problem is, who's going to start the businesses? You have to start the businesses in order to have a business to spend it with. So in order for us to spend with our people, we got to have businesses to spend with them. So the charge for us, brothers and sisters, is we have to start building our own businesses so that we can create an economy. I don't know if you know, and if you never seen my TED Talk, I did a TED Talk in 2020, and it was one of the best TED Talks I've ever seen, if I must say so myself. It's called Google That Shit. Google it. It's called Google That Shit. I think it's has 440,000 views on it or something like that. But I talk about that. I talk about my thing was that there was an article in Forbes magazine in 2017 that said by the year 2053, Black median wealth is going to be a 0. If we were on the same trajectory, okay, if we're on the same trajectory that where we are when we're not making money, and when we are, we're not investing it because we have to diversify our portfolio. So it's not enough just to make money. Let me tell you something. I know firsthand. I can talk about it because I've lived it. In 2009, I think I was 33 years old or something like that. I filed bankruptcy. And then 2010, I opened up Catalyst Real Estate Professionals again, which went on to become the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. But just a year before I filed bankruptcy, I don't know if you can see me. Hopefully I'm not frozen. Just a year before that, I filed bankruptcy. Okay. And I had a 379 credit score. I was making over $250,000 a year. I was making nearly $250,000 a year, and I filed bankruptcy. I had more month than money. I didn't manage my money right. I was in a position where I was selling all these homes. I was one of the top REO brokers in the area. It was a foreclosure capital of the nation, Stockton, California, which also filed bankruptcy. So I looked at it as a business decision, but I didn't even have no money working for me. I had no investment. So I said, what's the difference between me who's making $250,000 a year than somebody who's making $50,000? Because I have people as a real estate professional, I'm selling all these houses. I have people who are making $50,000 a year, but they had more money than me in their savings, 401k, things like that. So what good is it for me to be making over $200,000 a year? I have no money saved. So it's not enough to just earn the money. You got to make sure that you're investing the money too. We got to do our money right. And so we're making this, okay, so we're making money, but we're not investing it. If you don't know anything about me, I moved from California 3 years ago now, and I moved to the DMV. Went through a divorce, transitioned my business, did all this stuff. And I took 2 years off. There's no way I would have been able to take 2 years off if I didn't have other investments, because I stopped working. I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do in this chapter of my life. I was just like, I'm chilling, I'm traveling, I'm doing all these other things. And I did just that. And it was a beautiful thing. I got to enjoy. I bought this house and I've been fixing it up and I've been having a good time and I've been meeting all these great people. But the only reason I was able to do that is because I had multiple revenue streams where I was able to do it. I created these business structures and I had multiple revenue streams. And so it's so important because a lot of us are living check to check. And I had to learn this the hard way. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to let you know, I was in bankruptcy. I had a 379 credit score. I had more month than money. I've been there, done that, wrote books about it. I got all kinds of books about it. So I've been there. I know it. And thankfully, I was able to learn from it. And I was able to, I have trainings and books and all that stuff because I use my hardship as a blueprint so that I can help other people to be able to do better than what I did. So I understand. But the thing about it is a lot of us are living check to check. Most people, if you lost your job today or if something happened and you got into an accident, you're not going to be able to survive, right? We're supposed to ideally have 6 months worth of savings. Most of us don't even have a savings. Ecclesiastes 11:2. We can go to the Bible. It says invest in 7. And then it said no 8 revenue streams because you never know when a disaster is going to strike. What happened in 2020, y'all? A disaster. That was COVID, right? For me, 2022 was a disaster. I got a divorce. That was a disaster. For some, it's death. For some, it's job loss. And so we're so singularly focused, not just on one thing, but a job to take care of us. And long gone are the days where these jobs are taking care of you for 30 years. You're loyal. Look at what happened to the guy that Luigi killed. Do you remember the pharmaceutical guy who's ripping people off? And Luigi is a whole lot of people's heroes because he went and killed the CEO of the pharmaceutical company. As soon as they killed him, his job was on LinkedIn the next day. He over here pillaging people for millions of dollars. And you would think that he was important. They had his job on LinkedIn the next day. What do you think they're going to do to you? 30,000 Black women lost their jobs. What do you think is going to happen to you? There is no job security. The only security is you. So today, we Black folks, and I'm talking to Black people. I don't care about whatever guy out here talking about on race bait, and I don't care because it's not about being anti anything else. I'm speaking to Black people because I want to empower Black people to better their situation, to better their circumstances, because I understand why we're here. Historically, if you look at the bigger picture, Black folks have been subjugated. We've been taken advantage of. We've only been building wealth over the last 50, 60 years. So it's not like we've been able to y'all had a 400-year head start. You guys been passing out houses and land for the last 400 years while we was passing down drama. We got post-traumatic slave syndrome in our DNA. And we've only been able to start building wealth in the last 6 years. That's why I say that we have to give ourselves grace, Black people, for our spending, for our situation, in spite of, I live in a community where there's not a house over here that's less than $1 million and it's 89% Black. So you cannot tell me that in spite of everything that we've been through, you cannot tell me that Black people aren't resilient. So all the things that we see going on, all the political, baiting and all the distractions, we got to stay focused. We got to stay focused on the target at hand. And that's creating something for ourselves. That's creating a legacy for our children. That's doing something that's bigger than us. We got to do that. So what are you doing? My question to you is, what are you doing to do something different, to create something for your family, to build something, to build a legacy for your children? What are you doing? And what do you want to do? What have you always wanted to do? Because that's the thing about dreams. My boys, my son and his best friend, my best friend is my boy too. They started, it's so beautiful. They started doing content on TikTok a few months ago. So my son, Nate, this is my son's best friend. He's getting millions of views on his TikTok. He's getting, I'm trying to find it. He's getting millions of views on his TikTok. They just barely started like 3 months ago. My son, and he just came up with a game. He just invented a game and he's already getting sales. He just posted it yesterday. He's already getting sales. He just told me this 5 minutes ago. He just did it. And I helped him create this game. He created the game. I helped him set up the business for it. And then my son, Camille, he's been doing content for the same amount of time. He doesn't get as many views, but he's already gotten a sponsorship. He's already getting money from his content. So my thing, I asked him the other night, I said, what gave y'all the audacity to think that this would work, to start it and think that this would work? Because there's so many people who want to start businesses, but they don't believe that they can do it. What gave you two boys the audacity to think that it would work? And they just believed in themselves. They just believed in themselves enough to say, I don't know. Nate told me his story. He has a beautiful story, and he's had some hardships and some setbacks, and that motivated him and prompted him to do it. My son was also sharing his hardships as well. And he said, you know what? I just was like, I did it. I feel stupid. Let me just throw the phone on the bed, went to sleep, woke up, and people responded. And he was like, wow, this is really impactful. And then people started, you changed my life. So imagine the audacity for both of those kids to do something where they're both earning money. 17 years old. They're seniors in high school. These are seniors in high school, to have the audacity to think that this is going to work. And it did. And it's making money. And many of you have these ideas, but then you think, it got to be perfect. I got to do it like this. I don't know how to do it. I'm not motivated. I don't have any of that stuff. So they're motivated. You have an idea, but you don't do anything because you don't know how to do it, or you're not confident enough. These boys are changing people's lives at 17 years old. They're changing people's lives at 17 years old. And if they had not done it, the effects. So I'm saying to you, how many people's lives can you impact by you walking in your purpose and you doing what you're supposed to be doing? How many people's lives can you impact? My boys are impacting people's lives just because they have the audacity to say this is going to work. I just want to encourage other people. I just want to do something to help somebody else. They both getting paid in 2 different ways, and they're 17 years old. So what is that thing for you that you are sitting on that the world needs to hear? What is that thing that you do every day that people may pay you handsomely for? You don't even know. I remember early on in my real estate business, I was like teaching my agents something. I forget what it was, but I was teaching them something, and I was like, I gotta do it, blah, 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 right? So a few days later, I'm like, they haven't even done anything. And my 12-year-old daughter, she was 12 at the time, she's 26 now. My 12-year-old daughter can do it. Like, why haven't they done it? And my partner at the time, she said, Constance, just because it comes easy to you doesn't mean it comes easy to everybody else. I was like, And I was like, damn, she's right. You think because whatever it is that you do comes easy to you, that it's supposed to come easy to somebody else. And that's not necessarily true. Everybody can't do what you do. And people will pay you for what it is you do. And I took that same training and I created a course and people paid for it. What? I thought everybody knew how to do this because I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I'm not the sharpest tool. I don't know that much, but I do know this. I do know this very well. And people pay me for it. So what is it that you do? that people will pay you handsomely for. So we got it. The great thing is, you guys, the beautifulest thing in the world about all of this is that we are at the best time in our lives. We have access to everything that we've ever needed. We don't need no brick and mortar. We don't got to get a loan from nobody. They can't discriminate against us because of our color, because now we have the opportunity to sell direct to consumer. We don't need no intermediaries. We don't need no middleman. We could create something that we can actually do directly to somebody else. We have the power of the internet. My good friend, Michael V. Roberts, who is a Black billionaire, he told me one day, he said, we got more power in the palm of our hands than they had when they put the man on the moon. Think about that. We got more power in the palm of our hands, more technology. They didn't have this much technology when they put the man on the moon. I know some of y'all believe that the men never been on the moon, right? But when they went to outer space, we got more technology right here. We got access at our fingertips. We got access to do whatever we want to do. Nobody's stopping us. The only people who could stop us at this point is who? Us. So you have access to everything you need to start up, right? Maybe you do want to start a brick and mortar. Perhaps you need to get your business credit up. Maybe you need to build your business. Maybe you need to understand and learn how to structure your business. It's information out there. You can do it. Oh, what's up? You said you met Michael V. Roberts? Doc Bookshop, and he gave me some ideas that I put to work. Yeah, Michael Roberts is a good friend of mine. I did. It is the most beautifulest thing in the world. But I think we live in the greatest time. I don't care what's going on politically. I do believe that we live in the best time. It's the best time to be alive because of the access that we have. Fuck everything else and what everybody else is talking about and all the bullshit that we see politically and all that stuff. It's time for us to get focused. I knew the bullshit was coming when it happened in January 1st of 2025. I already knew it. And I've been telling everybody, look, Black people, we got to get focused. We got to get on code. We got to build. We got to practice collective economics. We got to build our money because money talks and bullshit walks. I'm going to tell you right now, the powers that be, all they want in life is to stay in control, and they will do it by any means necessary. All this shit that you see going on right now is a distraction for them to get more and more and more money. I've been saying this quote for the longest, and y'all just start picking it up. Lyndon B. Johnson said, if you could convince the lowest white man that he's better than the best colored man, he won't know what to pick in his pockets. Hell, give him somebody to look down on, and he will give you everything he owns. What does that mean? The powers that be, yeah, they're racist, but you know what they care more about than race? Money. So what they do is they will convince their people, because remember, race is a social construct that was birthed in the 16 or 1700s. When the Europeans, when the Brits figured out, oh shit, we got these white people working alongside with them, these Black people, and they're going to eventually overpower us. So what we'll do is we will separate the white folks, and we'll make them the Irish, right? They weren't slaves in the same way that we were slaves, but we'll separate them and we'll make them the overseers. So we'll give them authority over the Black people, so then they think that they're part of us, but they're really not a part of us. They really just some peasants, and we'll continue to sow discord, and we'll allow them to do this. So that's what they do. That's what the wealthy do. That's what the rich do. That's what the rich politicians do. They just want to stay in power. They just want to keep getting that money. So what they do is they sow discord with the people who are down here. And so they're looking at each other and they fighting each other. And all this is highway robbery. They getting you for everything. And we sitting up here worried about this right here. We need to be worried about getting this right here. So that's what we have to be looking at. Don't be distracted by everything that's going on, Black folks. We got to get information. And I just quoted Beyonce. We got to get information and we got to get our shit together. We got to start practicing collective economics. We got to build our businesses. I said, if you just logging on, I said in the beginning that we have $2 trillion of spending power. 2% is spent in Black communities. 98% is spent elsewhere. But it's not because of what you think. It's not because Black people just don't spend right. We don't spend more frivolously than anybody else. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of times as much as everybody else, but we don't spend any more frivolously than anybody else. And by us spending with everybody else, is not because we don't want to spend with each other. It's because we simply don't have enough businesses to do business with. And so the only people who could change that is us. Only 3% of Black-owned businesses actually get SBA financing. I was able to be fortunate enough to get SBA financing when I bought my building in Sacramento. I was able to get SBA financing. Let me tell you why. It's not because of racism. It's because Black people in general, our businesses need to be more together. So when we go apply for these loans, we could talk about projections. We have our tax returns where we're not writing off everything, where we actually have a profit coming in. Where we're able to establish ourselves in ways to where we can get this financing. So it's not enough to just have a business and run it like a business. We got to have a business to run like a business. And that's important. Excellence is important. If you've ever come to any of my offices, excellence at all times. When you came in there, you've seen excellence. From the way that you were greeted, from the aesthetics all over the place, you always seen excellence. Because I knew as Black people, we had to run faster, jump higher, work harder than everybody else just to be not even seen as equal. And then put a Black woman owned on top of that. Yeah, so we got to be excellent. So we can't be mediocre when we do start the businesses. And if you've ever been one of those people to say, I don't do business with Black people, that's the most self-hating ass shit I've ever heard in my life. And if you've said that, take this hand and slap yourself upside the face. Because that's the most, I've been to Chinese restaurants and the bathrooms is nasty and the people is rude and it be lines around the corner. But as soon as a Black girl gets an attitude with you, then you know, I'm never going to do business. Other people don't want to do business with you, with us. And so for you to say that self-hating ass shit and for you to take on the talking points of white supremacists and hate on yourselves, that's so asinine. So yes, businesses, we got to do better. My charge to businesses is to operate in excellence. Yes. But for me, let me tell you what I do. When I experience a negative experience at a Black-owned business, I give them the opportunity. I'm going to give them feedback. And I've done it. I've gotten both positive feedback responses and I've gotten both negative. I remember one time I had this girl doing t-shirts for me. This girl was doing t-shirts and it was basically more expensive and it was some iron-on bullshit that she gave to me. And she was like, so I said, okay, let me give you some feedback and I'm going to go ahead and pay you, but I'm going to give you some feedback. You know, you blah, 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 blah. She was like, all right, I'm imagining because she texted me. All right, when you going to pay me? So I was like, all right, bet. Gave her the feedback, gave her the money. I'll never give her any more business. Okay. So you got to be willing to accept that feedback as well. You got to be able to make those changes, but don't give up on your people. Don't give up on your people. Okay. So I didn't want to be before you guys long today because today is my work day. I see you guys on here. So tomorrow I'm doing a training. It's called Bring Your Idea to Life. This is for people who are really serious and who want to start their businesses, people who actually have businesses. Maybe you want to grow your business. I don't know, but I just wanted to invite you. Very small training because it's 2 days. It's going to be hands-on. And I want to help people who are really serious about doing something different in 2026. It's only for those people. If you're ready and we getting down and dirty, it's not going to be 20, 30 people in there. It's actually going to be very, very small. And it's designed that way specifically because it's a working boot camp. It's 2 days. I start tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And from the time we're going to be working, we're going to get into breakouts. We're going to be doing some discovery. I'm going to talk to you about branding. I'm going to help you to articulate your unique value proposition. You're going to learn how to spit that game real cold about your business. And you're going to ingest it so well that you'll be able to articulate it to everybody else and convince them because you'll be convinced yourself that your business is so great. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to establish your entity. I'm going to show you how to build your brand. I'm going to show you all these different ways. Okay. And then you'll have an opportunity to work some one-on-ones with me. So if you are interested in joining our class tomorrow, because I'm really passionate about this thing and I don't do these very often. I have so much other shit that I'm doing, but I had already made a commitment. I think in December to do one of these and I'll be doing a lot of traveling. Like I said, a lot of other stuff, but I'm doing this 2-day boot camp this weekend to help potential business owners who are interested in starting their business. And if you have a business and you just want to scale it, maybe you need some ideas, maybe you need help enhancing it. Maybe you want to get more visibility, all of that. Join the boot camp tomorrow. Go to bringyourideathe2life.com. Let me get you the link. Go to Bring Your Idea to Life and register for it. And I can't wait. So we'll be working together. Where is it? Where is Bring Your Idea? I got too many damn links up in here. Go to Bring Your Idea to Life. Jesus, Bring Your Idea. Let me just type it in. Oh, there it is. Go to bringyourideathe2life.com if you're interested to work with me directly. Your coach Constance. And if you're just logging on and you don't know who you're like, F Constance, I don't know who she is. I built a large independently owned African-American owned real estate firm in California. I own multiple properties. I've owned a commercial building. I have several best-selling books. And I help people. I help people start businesses, and I help Black women. I coach Black women from all over the country, all over the world now. I coach Black women from all over the world. And this is something that I'm just doing tomorrow and Sunday. So it's 2 days, spend 2 days with me, and let's get your business going. So if you go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2 legit to quit life.com, you can get in and it'll tell me when it's full. So, I appreciate you. A check for life. That's what's up. You know what? I appreciate you saying that. Some people be saying that sometimes. And listen, let me tell you something. Some people do say that. And sometimes I listen to myself. I be like, girl, shut up. I do. I for real do. Like, I had stopped coming live and all that. And because I was just tired of listening to myself. I'd be like, girl, shut up. I was listening like, So I appreciate you saying that. What's up, Hassan? I appreciate you. I met Hassan at Lisa Nichols. That's one of my coaches. I met him at a Lisa Nichols conference like maybe 10 years ago, huh? Will I provide receipts? You don't spend more frivolous than anybody else. Oh, this is the racist guy that said that I'm race baiting. Got it. All right, bet. Let me see. All right. Get your money right. Get your money tight. All right. I don't think there's any other comments, but I just wanted to share that with you. So go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2life.com. Let me go check on Instagram. Anybody on here? Anybody got something to say? Oh, Check for Life is on Instagram. Okay. But I can't. Okay. I'm glad you came over to YouTube so I could actually see your comment, because I wouldn't have been able to see. It's a lot of people that was on here. All right. I'm out, y'all. Okay. Go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2life.com. And if you want to be in my training tomorrow, 2-day training, I just want to help us. And I just wanted to bring that before you, because literally, I don't do these trainings all the time. And I'm always talking about this. This is what I'm passionate about, because there is a wealth gap. I don't believe it's going to be a zero by the year 2053. We got the great equalizer. They done fucked around and gave us the internet. Now we got AI. And so now we have the power to help each other. Now we have the power to grow and to share and to learn. And my thing is, we got to continue the cycle. We got to continue the reciprocity. So whatever you learn, also teach. That's the thing about me is, whether I don't need everybody in your household to come. I just need you to share it with everybody in your household and give them the principles that you learn, because that's the thing that's going to make the difference for us. So that's what I want for you, for everybody, y'all. So I appreciate you. I love you. And I will see you tomorrow if you're going to join my training. All right.